Hello everyone, and welcome to our class, English for Architecture 1. Throughout this semester, we are going to explore the world of architecture, not just through textbooks, but through global voices, case studies, and documentaries. As future architects, urban designers, and planners, you will need to engage with international ideas, from smart city developments in Europe to innovative landscape ecology projects across Asia. However, listening to native English speakers discuss complex spatial concepts can sometimes feel overwhelming. You might find yourself thinking, they speak too fast, or I don't recognize this technical vocabulary. Today, we're going to solve that problem. Our lecture is titled, Using YouTube Features, Enhancing ESL, Learning from Documentaries. We all use YouTube for entertainment, but today, I will show you how to transform this platform into a powerful, personalized language laboratory. Let's get started. Before we dive into the platform, let's look at our learning objectives for today's session. By the end of this 30-minute lecture, you should be able to achieve two main goals. First, master 6 key YouTube features. I am going to introduce you to 6 specific tools built into the YouTube interface that you might have overlooked. We will look at exactly where to find them and how they function. Second, and more importantly, you will learn how to apply these features effectively. Knowing where a button isn't enough. We need to know how to use it strategically to improve your English comprehension, expand your architectural vocabulary, and ultimately become more confident in your professional communication. You might be wondering, why YouTube? Why not traditional language software? Let's look at the data on this slide. As of 2024, YouTube has 2.49 billion users worldwide. But it's not just about music and lifestyle vlogs. Over 50% of internet users worldwide consume educational and tutorial videos every single week. It has become the largest open-source classroom in human history. For ESL learners, English as a second language learners, the benefits are backed by science. Direct research evidence, such as the studies published in the National Library of Medicine referenced here on the slide, shows a statistically significant improvement in ESL speaking skills when YouTube videos are integrated into the curriculum. Why? Because documentaries provide context. When an architect speaks about a cantilever, you aren't just reading the word in a dictionary, you're looking at a physical structure extending into space. You're hearing the natural pronunciation, the intonation, and seeing the physical gestures that accompany the language. Let's break down the specific benefits you will gain by utilizing these tools. First, you can control your learning pace. In a live lecture, you cannot pause the professor if you miss a word. On YouTube, you have total control over the speed and replay options. Second is visual text support. Reading while listening helps your brain connect spoken sounds with written English. This multimodal approach is incredibly effective for retention. Third, focused vocabulary building. Architecture is full of jargon, words like facade, topography, or spatial analysis. Using transcript tools allows you to isolate and study these specific terms. Finally, self-directed practice. You get immediate feedback. If you don't understand a sentence, you can instantly check the transcript, translate the term, and immediately apply it to the context. This empowers you to take charge of your own learning outside the classroom. Now, let's move to the practical application. Feature number 1, captions and subtitles. This is the most fundamental tool. To turn it on, simply click the CC button at the bottom of the video player or press the C key on your keyboard. But here's the advanced tip. Did you know you can customize how these captions look? If you click the settings gear icon and go to subtitles, you can change the font size, the color, and even add a solid background. And here's a crucial trick specifically for architecture students. Often, documentaries will show beautiful, detailed floor plans, cross-sections, or site layouts. Standard subtitles sit right at the bottom center of the screen, blocking the drawings. You can actually click and drag the captions with your mouse to move them to the top corner of the screen. This allows you to read the English text without obstructing the architectural graphics you're trying to study. Moving on to feature number 2, playback speed control. When you're watching a video about urban data analytics or complex digital twin technologies, The narrator might speak incredibly fast. If you feel lost, don't give up. Go to the settings gear and select playback speed. The default is 1.0. I highly recommend changing it to 0.75. This slows the audio down just enough to help you distinguish individual words and syllables without distorting the speaker's voice to sound unnatural. To make this even smoother, use your keyboard shortcuts. You don't even need to touch your mouse. Press the comma key, Auth, to slow the video down, and press the period key to speed it back up. Try getting into the habit of adjusting the speed dynamically as you watch. Next is perhaps the most powerful tool for university students. Feature number 3, interactive transcripts. Below or beside the video, you will see 3 small dots. Click those and select Show Transcript. A full, scrollable text of every word spoken in the video will appear, complete with timestamps. This is highly interactive. If you are reading the transcript and see a sentence you want to hear again, simply click on that exact line of text, and the video will instantly jump to that precise moment. Furthermore, you can treat the transcript like a digital textbook. If I assign you to watch an hour-long lecture and ask you to note what the architect says about sustainability, you don't need to guess where it is. Click on the transcript box, press Ctrl+F or Command+F on a Mac, and type the word sustainability. It will highlight every instance of that word in the entire video. This is an incredible time saver for your research. Sometimes you need to hear a phrase multiple times to understand the grammar or the pronunciation. This brings us to feature number 4, loop and replay. If you are on a desktop, you can right-click directly on the video screen and select Loop. The documentary will play continuously. This is great for having English playing in the background while you sketch, helping you passively absorb the rhythm of the language. For precise rewinding, avoid using your mouse to drag the red progress bar. It is usually too inaccurate. Instead, use your keyboard. Pressing the left arrow key will jump back exactly 5 seconds. Pressing the J key will jump back exactly 10 seconds. And for your reference, the L key jumps forward 10 seconds. Use these shortcuts to easily replay a complex sentence until you fully grasp it. As architecture students, multitasking is a reality. You might be taking notes, reviewing a brief, or drafting. Feature number 5, the mini player, is designed for this. By clicking the mini player icon, which looks like a small rectangle with an arrow pointing down, the video will shrink into a small box in the corner of your screen. This allows you to keep the video playing while you open another window. You can have the mini player running while you're organizing your thoughts in a note-taking app like Obsidian, or even while you're reviewing geographic data on QGIS or modeling in Autodesk Forma. When you take notes in your other window, always practice writing down the timestamp. For example, write down minute 12:45, explanation of passive cooling. This creates a personal reference guide so you can jump right back to the visual evidence when writing your academic papers. Our final tool is feature number 6, quality and navigating chapters. Architecture is a highly visual discipline. If you're watching a video to understand the texture of a concrete facade or the joinery of timber structures, a blurry video is useless. Always click the settings gear, select quality, and force the video into the highest resolution your internet connection can handle, like 1080p or 4K. Additionally, pay attention to chapters. Many creators, especially for educational documentaries, divide their videos into segments. You will see breaks in the red progress bar. If you hover your mouse over the timeline, you will see titles like Site Analysis, Concept Generation, or Construction Phase. By utilizing chapters, you can efficiently navigate straight to the segments that are most relevant to your current studio projects, enhancing your overall understanding without wasting time on unrelated topics. So, we have the tools. How do we turn this into a habit? Let's look at some practical tips for ESL learning. To actively build your skills, try these activities. Watch videos with the interactive transcripts open and practice reading along. Pause the video when you hear a complex architectural term and replay it, trying to mimic the speaker's pronunciation exactly. But technology only works if you have discipline. You need to focus on routine development. Set a weekly schedule. Commit to watching one 15-minute architectural video every week. Discuss insights. Talk about what you watched with your classmates in English. Track new vocabulary. Create an English vocabulary journal specifically for architecture. When you hear a new word, don't just write the Thai translation. Sketch a small diagram next to the English word to visually anchor its meaning. To summarize everything into an actionable plan, I've created this effective learning techniques timeline. Think of this as your workflow for every video you watch for this class. Before watching, open the transcript first, scan it quickly for unknown vocabulary. If the video is highly technical, go ahead and set the playback speed to 0.9x and turn on the subtitles before you even press play. During watching, shrink the video into the mini player so you can open your note-taking app. When the architect explains a complex concept, use the J key to loop it. Make sure to mark down timestamps in your notes, for example, 432, Sustainable Design Principles. After watching, don't just close the tab, return to the chapters that were challenging. Practice the pronunciation of the new terms you found. Finally, try to summarize the key concepts of the video in your own words, writing just 1 or 2 paragraphs in English. Mastering professional English in architecture is not something that happens overnight. It requires consistent exposure to the language in its natural context. By utilizing these 6 YouTube features, captions, speed control, transcripts, looping, mini player, and chapters, you're taking control of your own learning environment. I encourage you to try these techniques tonight. Find a documentary about a building or a city you admire and start practicing. Thank you all for your attention today, and thank you for exploring architecture through YouTube. Have a great week, and I will see you in our next class.